love it. We love the Tennessee Waltz. So I sing the Tennessee Waltz. And it was the most amazing thing because I sang and and they were like holding their breath and they were looking at me, you know. And I sang the first thing and they clapped after the first line. And then I sang the second line, they clapped after the second line. I couldn't believe it. So we were sitting up in the galley thing there and I said, well, are we gonna eat? So we look on the menu and the menu is like, they had two things that were kind of interesting. One was the Depression special, and one was the Recession special. The Recession special was a fried bologna and a PBR, and the Depression special was a grilled cheese and a PBR. It was a hoot. So anyway, I sang the Tennessee Waltz. Then I went to Tootsie's, which is downtown, and Tootsie's is like the icon. And I go in Tootsie's, and the first thing I looked on the floor, and there's like, I could see 5 layers of flooring that were worn through, you know, where people would come in the door and whatever. So anyway, I get up, and so he gives him my card. He says, well, my wife sings a little bit. And he said, bring her on up, whatever. So I get up on the bandstand, and I look out at this crowd, and they're like retired people, and they look like me, and I look like them. And they look at me, and they say, she's one of us. And so I said, how about the Tennessee Waltz? I'm in Tennessee, what the hell? It's a great song. I was waltzing with my darling to the Tennessee Waltz when an old friend I happened to see. I introduced her to my loved one. While they were dancing, my friend stole my sweetheart from me. I'll remember the night and the Tennessee Waltz. I know just how much I have lost. I lost my little darling the night they were playing the beautiful Tennessee Waltz. Yes, an old friend I happened to see. I introduced her to my loved one. While they were dancing, my friend stole my sweetheart from me. I'll remember the night and the Tennessee Waltz. I know just how much I have lost. I lost my little darling the night they were playing the beautiful Tennessee Waltz. The beautiful Tennessee Waltz. Okay, now we're going down and dirty here. We're going to blues in the 60s. How about people love those minor chords that go to the 7th. I went down to Hamley's Bar Room on the corner by the square. They were serving drinks as usual, and the usual crowd was there. On my left stood Big Joe Doherty, His eyes were bloodshot red, and as he turned to face the crowd there, these are the very words he said. I went down to St. James Infirmary to see my baby there. She was laid out on the cold white marble, so sweet, so cold, so fair. I let her go, God bless her, he said. Wherever she may be, she could travel this whole world over, and she'd never find a guy like me. Now on my CD there's people that play stuff, but that's just me. On my left stood, no. When I die, won't you bury me in my high-top Stetson Montana Peaks hat? Put a $20 gold piece in my pocket, so my friends will know I died like that. I want 6 gamblers to bear my coffin, 6 chorus girls to sing me a song, and a 20-piece jazz band on my tailgate, raising hell as I roll along. Now I told you my story, he says. Let's have another round of booze, and if anybody out there should ask you, I got the St. James Infirmary, the St. James Infirmary, the St. James Infirmary blues. You know what an infirmary is? Huh? It's the morgue. Yes. Okay, I'll tune it up a bit. I'll do better for you. Okay, Western Swing also includes some jazz, so I'm going to do this. In the wee small hours of the morning, when the whole wide world is fast asleep, you lie awake and you think about the boy, and never ever think of counting sheep. When your lonely heart has learned its lesson, you'd be his if only he would call. In the wee small hours of the morning, that's the time I miss him most of all. You lie awake, think about the boy, and never ever think of counting sheep. When your lonely heart has learned its lesson, he'd be yours if only he would call. In the wee small hours of the morning, that's the time you miss him most of all. I think Fred should also do 1 minute? One more song. I'm sorry I didn't have, on my CD I have, what's that one that gal wanted?
Dream with me.
Yeah, Dare a Little Dream of Me. It's on one of my CDs there. Okay, this one, I just came up with this one, then this will be the finale of the songs on my new CD, which is, I've just put it together. It's a cool song. golden grain on hills of green, wave to valleys cool and clean. Too bad some folks have never seen the everlasting hills of Oklahoma. The everlasting tales of Oklahoma are told in planet statues in the sky. Pioneers who long have gone, their wagon wheels still rumble on when thunder peals and falls upon the everlasting hills of Oklahoma. The everlasting fame of Oklahoma will live in names of men she called her own. Some were right and some were wrong in history's pages, prose and song. Oh, hail them all, for they all belong to the everlasting hills of Oklahoma. Thank you very much. One more? What? Ghost Riders? Ghost Riders was written by a guy from Oregon, and it's supposed to be the best cowboy song ever written, ever. So, another one of those minor duty 7 songs that you guys like a lot. An old cowpoke went riding out one dark and windy day. Upon a ridge he rested as he went along his way, when all at once a mighty herd of red-eyed cows he saw plowing through the ragged sky and up the cloudy draw. Yippee-yi-yay, yippee-yi-yo, ghost riders in the sky. The bands were still on fire and their hooves were made of steel. The horns were black and shiny, the hot breath he could feel. A bolt of fear went through him as he looked up in the sky, for he saw the riders coming hard. He heard their mournful cry, yippee-yi-yay, yippee-yi-yo, ghost riders in the sky. Their faces gone, their eyes are blurred, and shirts all soaked with sweat. They're riding hard to catch that herd, they ain't caught him yet. They gotta ride forever on the range up in the sky, on horses snorting fire. They ride on, hear their cry, yippee-yi-yo, yippee-yi-yay, yippee-yi-yo, ghost riders in the sky. The cowpokes loped on by him, and he heard one call his name. If you want to save your soul from hell, riding on our range, then cowboy, change your ways today. With us you will ride, trying to catch the devil's herd. audience. How fun. See, I don't have to hook up the horse trailer.
Anybody have any questions for Barbara? We'll do some questions and then we'll close out for that.
Oh my God. Pardon? When did I start recording? About 9, 10 years ago, was it, Neil? What was it? It was later. I don't know. I don't know. I 07. Yeah.
What's your training background?
My training? In high school, I played the jazz band, and then I went on the road and sang, and I was in Alaska and Nevada, and I didn't like that life, so I came back and taught school, but I just kept doodling whatever. I always liked to sing, and then the guitar, this is really cool, because if I want to practice on Tuesday, I practice on Tuesday, and I don't have to ask anybody, you want to practice on it? No, Tuesday's not good for me. Well, it's good for me, you know? So I'm in charge of myself, but conversely, whatever. So then I started, and then they have a thing in Pendleton where you go down and sing on Saturdays with bluegrassers, 3 chords, and you know the difference in bluegrass songs? The title. Anyway, I sang with them, but I picked it up pretty quick, and then I saw that women could do these things. I mean, it was kind of incredible, like, I could do this. And so, I did this. And that's where I am. And you know, just when I think I get, well, that's it. When I went to Reno, I got invited to Reno. You got to be invited to Reno. And I got invited to Reno, and I told the kids, I says, put it on the tombstone. She went to Reno. They did. Yeah. They have like 200 and some applicants, and they take like 20. Alco. Sorry. I misspoke. So then, but just when I think, you know, maybe that's the tippy top of my career, then other nice things happen. I think this is a really nice thing that happened tonight. I thank you very much. Okay, one more quick story. 2 years ago, they asked me to sing up at Emigrant State Park. And I said, sure, not a problem. I'm not really big on like schedules and stuff. So anyway, the day that I'm supposed to sing at Emigrant State Park, I'm in Laughlin, Nevada. And I said to Nils, what do you think? And so we hopped on the plane at 10, and we flew into Pasco, and we ran home, and we grabbed the sound equipment, all this stuff. I know. And then we ran up in the hills, and I made it. So that was my first experience with this. These people do wonderful things. They go to each county and they seek out people that like what they're doing and can offer things. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you again. It was my pleasure. Well, thank you. You did? Because we did.